the next thing that you've got to learn, the next financial lesson you've got to learn, avoid gambling. Avoid gambling at all costs. Now, I do not know how to stress this, enough, but you've got to avoid gambling. One of the things that young man engaged himself in was gambling. That was the only thing he was doing. He would go and gamble, and I believe one of the reasons he was gambling, because there is a certain mindset with gambling. When people are in a financial mess, what they want to do is that they are looking for a quick fix. So they go out there to gamble just to get quick money and fix several things. But let me tell you something I've come to know about gambling. I've never done it, but I've seen people who do it. I've had friends who got involved in it. And something I personally learned from it is that even if you get a quick fix, even if you get a huge money right now, you will still blow the money away because you've not learned the structures, the knowledge that brings money and keeps money in your hands. It's not there. There are structures that helps you to earn regularly, to keep what you have earned and enjoy what you have, and there are structures for it. That's the truth. And guess what? Gambling is so addictive to the point that you keep throwing your money out there. And something I also learned about gambling is that your wins are way less than your losses. Your losses are more. They are more. There are people in trying to get a quick fix. They go and borrow money here, borrow money there, just to get involved in gambling. And guess what? When they have gotten involved in gambling, the more they lose the money, they look for someone else to borrow again. So at the end of the day, they are owing more than 10 people. When they finally have any kind of wins, the money goes into the people that they are owing, and then they are back to square one. It's a rat race, brothers and sisters. Avoid gambling at all costs. That was what happened to that young man. He was involved in gambling, and that was why the lead actor, it was easy for this guy from the SQUID game, it was easy for that guy to introduce him into this very game that ended up taking a lot of lives. There are people today who have gotten themselves, real life situations, who have gotten themselves into certain ugly activities through gambling. And at the end of the day, many have lost their lives. On a more serious note, many have lost their lives, many have lost their properties, many have lost all that they have because they kept on betting and betting and betting and gambling, and then they've gambled everything. Now they have nothing left. And suddenly, you get the point. So it's not ideal. Avoid gambling at all costs. These are lessons you should learn on a personal note. It will help you a great deal. Now, the next lesson to learn here is that be willing to take constructive steps regarding your finances. Be willing. It is true that you may be in some financial mess right now. Okay, I agree. But the question is, are you willing to take any constructive steps regarding your finances? Think about it. Are you willing to take any constructive steps regarding your finances? When I'm talking about constructive steps, I'm talking about maybe, having to start a business, you're starting small, or maybe having to get a job. Okay, you may not be paid so much, but at least start from there, and then begin to build, begin to plan. Constructive steps here, I'm also talking about, going back to the books. Go and learn. What have you missed? Go and learn some of the things you need to know about finances. Let me tell you something. The more you know about finances, the less struggles you will have. Most of the challenges people are facing in their financial life, I can tell you this 100%, is because they've learned nothing about finances. You see someone who loses his or her job and the person is stranded. You know why? Because the only way he knows on how to earn is to get a job. Now the job he's got is gone. Now he knows nothing else. The only thing he knows is how to get another job. And in the process of getting another job is very frustrating. It's as frustrating as anything. Now, when he does not get any job, that guy or woman is stranded because he's not learned anything about how to earn. So go back to the books. Start learning. It takes nothing. Start learning. If you have to pay some money here and there to learn, the problem with this generation is that many are not willing to learn. Many just feel that when it comes to finances is not part of the things that they should learn about. But that's the difference between the rich and the poor. The poor does not think that he should learn anything. The poor just feel, it's one way. Let me just go after the money. But the rich knows that money is very trickish. So he will sit down and learn while that guy who is not doing well financially, while that guy is putting in all the effort in trying to do some odd jobs here and there just to earn money, the rich guy is not doing anything, but he's just sitting down and studying, listening to videos, buying courses and studying and trying to come up with a proper plan. While he's doing that, he may not be earning anything, but this guy is earning and he's thinking that, oh, I'm doing way better than this guy. But guess what? After 1 month of learning, this guy will begin to earn in a massive way. All that this guy has earned in 1 month, this guy who has learned something is able to make that same amount in 1 day or 1 week. That's how it goes. That's finances for you. I have learned over the years, the more you learn about finances, the better for you. The more you learn about finances, the less struggles you have. Do you know there are people who have experienced a lot of difficulties financially because they refuse to learn. They refuse to learn. They refuse to put anything to work. That's the problem many are facing today. They refuse to learn, they refuse to put anything to work, so they are just there. It shouldn't be that way. Do something about your finances. Be willing to take constructive steps regarding your finances. Take a pen and paper, have a plan, draw out actions that you're going to take regarding your finances. That was the mistake that guy, he was not willing to make any constructive say. He was always looking for a quick fix. I'm talking about the lead actor in this movie. So this is something that you need to work on. Now, the next lesson to learn here is that you've got to be careful with the decisions you make. One of the things I discovered about that very series is that most of them who died in that very game, it was as a result of the decision they made. At the initials, when they didn't understand that this game was a game of life and death. I really love the way they did it that way. Most people were seeing the violence, but it was beyond the violence. They were not trying to actually show you the violence. What they were trying to show us in that very series was that when it comes to your finances, it's actually life and death. There are decisions that you make that, directly or indirectly impact your parents negatively, impacts you negatively. When the game started, when they began to see the way people were dying, the way they were shooting people anyhow, the old man who finally became the ones who introduced the game, at the end of the day, the old man came in and, asked everyone to stop, and come on, they were like, okay, we cannot continue like this again. So they gave them the opportunity to leave that arena, and they all went back. They went back into the real world. And then when they saw the reality of what they were going through in the real world, they still decided to come back, even though they now know that this thing was going to cost them their life. The question is, was it worth it? Many of them died anyhow. And that's exactly the same thing that is happening in our world today. It may not be exactly that way, but I'm telling you, many lives have been lost because of the wrong financial decision. You've got to be careful with the decisions that you make on a daily basis financially, because every decision you make now, it affects you, and it will also affect your family members. That was what happened to most of them. Most of them who were killed there, that was the end of it. I remember one of the guys, the last guy, who was with the lead actor. The mother kept on looking forward to seeing him, But guess what? The mother never had the opportunity to see him again because he died in that very game, and that was the end of it. Now, he will come out, and guess what? He has been in this game for a very long time, according to the series. He will come out, he will watch his mother, see the mother suffering, but he was not able to come out because he had already lied to the mother that he was abroad. And this guy that I'm talking about here was very well educated. He was an accountant. Now, this lets you know that when it comes to winning financially, it's not about your educational qualification. Your educational qualification only addresses your field of study. It empowers you in your field of study. But guess what? Until and unless you learn how to use the knowledge you have earned from that very education, until and unless you learn how to use that knowledge to generate income, you will still be poor. Nothing will change. That's the truth, brothers. Nothing will change. And that's what we are seeing in the world today. There are lots and lots and lots of people who do not want to go to school any longer, especially this our generation now. Many of them are beginning to lose sight of studies, of going to college and all. You know why? Because they feel that those who did it, many of them, their lives are not any better. The reason their lives are not any better is because they don't know how to convert the knowledge they've earned from college and convert it into money. That's why we make videos like these. That's the reason for this channel, so that we can empower you on how to use your knowledge to earn, how to use your skills to earn. I'm going to be making a very special announcement pretty soon, because I'm coming up with something else that is going to help a great deal. So there's going to be a special announcement very, very soon. Please watch out for it, because it will go a very long way to help. You get the point now? So that's in that area. Be very careful of the decisions that you're making. Be careful. Yeah, it's true regarding your finances. Before you make any decision, sit down and brood on it. If possible, speak to someone. Speak to someone. Have a financial coach. Have someone that you can actually relate certain things with financially. So that'll be all for this very video. I believe that you've learned something. I would like to hear your comments. Tell me about what you have learned. Remember, this was strictly for lessons, financial lessons. You've got to understand this. Okay, I want to see your comment. I want to know what resonated with you. I want to know what you've learned. I want to know the areas you'll be making mistakes. Okay, let us know about it, and I'll be happy to speak to you and just talk about it. Okay, and don't forget to share this video, share with your friends and loved ones. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing and click on the notification bell, so that the next time I post a new video, you will be the first to get that very video. Until then, keep cracking the money code. God bless you.